Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So I'm talking about stelliums in your chart. And stelliums are basically when you have three or more planets in one sign or in one house in your chart. And when there's a stellium, there is an immense amount of focus and concentration in this area of your life, and you put a lot of energy into the area of life where the stellium falls. So if you have stelliums in your chart, the way that you would know this is if you see your birth chart and you see that there are a whole bunch of planets, like I said, three or more, in maybe the sign of Libra, the sign of Gemini, whatever the sign is, there's a whole bunch of planets. Now, a stellium doesn't mean that all the planets are in the same sign. You can have stelliums where planets are in two different signs at the same time, where you can have stelliums in the sign of Aries, and you can also have other planets in the sign of Taurus, but all those energies are close together in conjunction. And stelliums, like I said, there's an immense amount of energy here. So when you have stelliums in your chart, there is a big focus in that area, and a lot of your life is going to be spent really focusing on the area where those stelliums are. Particularly if you were born in the late 1980s to the early 90s, you are part of the great conjunction of the planet Neptune, the planet Saturn, and the planet Uranus. And those planets are generational planets. And stelliums with generational planets are very, very intense, because if you have personal planets like Venus, Mars, the Moon, Mercury, conjunct those planets, they really affect your everyday. And generational planets are really more systematic. It has to do with the outside world and how that also influences your view, your point of view. There is also stelliums with those of you born with Pluto and Virgo, where there was a conjunction of Pluto and Uranus together, I think in the 1960s. For those of you that are born around those times, check your birth chart and see if you have any of those planets together, where you can have Pluto, Uranus, and personal planets together, because there was a conjunction of those planets as well. So when you have these stelliums of generational planets in your chart, it is very difficult, because you have to navigate a lot of energy all at once. And all these planets are ruled by different signs. So all these signs and all the functions are basically working together. And this can make it really, really difficult, because you are dealing with complex energies altogether. And of course, we're all complex, but specifically with stelliums, there is a very big focus on that. So it may be difficult or very easy, depending on the aspects that those stelliums are making to your personal planets, how you're navigating, how you're working, how you're having relationships with other people, how you're connecting to your outside world, if you're isolated from from the world, if you feel too connected to the world, where your actions or your thoughts or your identity or your relationships are all involved, intermeshed with the outer world. So astrologers were trying to figure out what the conjunction of Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune would be. And that really took an effect 30 years later, because of Saturn's conjunction to those energies. So sometimes the stelliums take a really long time for you, the native, to understand what it is that you need to do with the energy, how you can be useful, how you can help in society, how you can work with your stelliums in society to bring about a world that you want to see. Because a lot of times too, with stelliums, you may feel like you're living in a world where your gifts and your talents are not appreciated or understood, or your gifts and your talents are a little bit more futuristic, like the things that you can do, the rest of the world hasn't really caught up with that vibration, that energy yet. So when you see your chart, check to see if you have stelliums. And where do you have stelliums? Do you have stelliums of personal planets? Do the personal planets conjunct stelliums with outer planets? And all of this is going to be like a flavor to help you understand what it is that you can do with the stelliums, how to use the stelliums in a healthy way, how to contribute, how to earn money, and how to have healthier relationships. I'm speaking from experience because I have stelliums of the outer planets. I have been doing charts for other people that have these stelliums as well, and I'm noticing such a big trend with the complexities of dealing with these stelliums and how it needs you to really focus on them. And it matures as you age, depending on your consciousness as well, and what kind of effort you put into really trying to develop those skills where the stelliums, where the energy of the stelliums fall. So if you have stelliums in your chart, check it out. Check to see what planet or what sign is really prominent with those stelliums. Check to see where in your chart the cusp of that that planet, that sign is. So example, if you have a stellium in Libra, all of your planets are in Libra, check to see where your Venus is, because that will give you a better indication of how to use your stelliums and how to navigate the energy of the stelliums in your chart. And if you would like to learn more about your stelliums personally, you can email me at aquilamoontarot@gmail.com. I'm going to leave the link in the description box below, and we can definitely look into your chart and see how the stelliums are manifesting in your life and how it is that you can use them to your benefit. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.